My wife separated to cheat with a neighbor, then came crawling back when he dumped her. I exposed their affair, filed for divorce, and made her regret every lie. I thought I knew my wife. 8 years of marriage, 2 kids, a house in a decent neighborhood where everyone waves but nobody really talks. Winnie was a pediatric speech-language pathologist, spent her days helping kids find their voice while apparently losing her own. That's what she told me, anyway. I need space, Wilder. She said it over breakfast 3 weeks ago, spooning yogurt into Ruby's mouth while Tobias built a fortress out of cereal boxes. Our 4-year-old and 6-year-old didn't even look up. Maybe kids sense these things before we do. Space from what? I asked, though my voice stayed level. 20 years of working solar farms teaches you patience. Systems fail, you troubleshoot, you don't panic. From everything. From this routine. I feel like I'm disappearing. She wouldn't meet my eyes. My sister invited me to stay with her for a bit. Just a few weeks. To figure things out. I remember nodding, playing the understanding husband. If that's what you need. She left that evening with a duffel bag and a kiss on my cheek that felt like an apology. The kids barely noticed. Aunt Becca's house meant cousins and a pool. Win-win for everyone, right? The first week was normal. Texts about missing us. Photos of her reading by Becca's window. FaceTiming the kids before bed. I threw myself into work, managing our newest solar installation 40 miles out. Coming home late to a quiet house started feeling normal. But then Becca called. Hey, just checking if Winnie's feeling better? She seemed really off when she stopped by yesterday. My hand froze on the steering wheel. Stopped by? Yeah, she grabbed some clothes she'd left here last month. Said she was staying with a friend from work this week, needed space from family too. Becca laughed, but it sounded forced. You know how she gets. I did know how she got. Or thought I did. That night, I saw her car parked at a Walgreens 3 blocks from our house. Not at Becca's. Not at any work friends. 3 blocks away at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. I almost pulled in, almost confronted her. Instead, I drove home and poured myself 2 fingers of bourbon. She came back the next morning like nothing happened. Missed my babies, she announced, scooping Ruby up. The kids erupted in joy. I watched from the doorway, noting her fresh shower, different clothes than yesterday, the careful way she avoided my eyes. How's Becca? I asked. Good. She's good. Quick smile. Actually, I might stay with Monroe tomorrow. You remember her from my work? She's going through something and needs company. Monroe. I'd met her at Winnie's office Christmas party. 60 years old, 3 grandkids, and lived an hour north. Sure. That afternoon, Winnie left her tablet on the counter. I wasn't snooping, just moving it to charge when the screen lit up. A DoorDash notification. Order delivered to 4847 Oak Ridge Drive. I knew that address. It was 3 houses down from ours. Nico's house. Nico. Cybersecurity analyst. Moved in 2 years ago with his girlfriend Brooke. Attended our BBQs, borrowed my pressure washer, commented on Winnie's Facebook posts about the kids. That Nico. The delivery was from that Thai place Winnie claimed she hated. Ordered at 11:47 p.m. on a night she was supposedly at her sister's. 2 entrees. 2 Thai teas. My hands didn't shake. That surprised me. I screenshotted the notification, then deleted it from her tablet. Checked our shared calendar. She'd blocked out 3 therapy appointments in the past 2 weeks. Evening sessions. Paid cash, she'd mentioned, since insurance wasn't covering it. I sat at our kitchen table, the one we'd bought together at an estate sale when we were broke newlyweds, and opened our banking app. The credit card statements loaded slowly, like the app knew what was coming. 3 charges jumped out immediately. Hotels. Not fancy ones, the kind you book when you need a room for a few hours. All on nights when she was supposedly at Becca's. All within 10 miles of our house. The last charge was from yesterday. The night she was helping Monroe through something. I stared at those transactions until my vision blurred, each one a perfect little betrayal wrapped in corporate sans serif font. I didn't sleep that night. Didn't rage either. Just sat in my home office staring at spreadsheets that had nothing to do with kilowatt hours or voltage drops. These calculations were different. Timeline of her lies. Credit card patterns. The mathematics of betrayal. By morning, I'd made a decision. When Winnie breezed in at 7 a.m., fresh shower again, different perfume, I was making pancakes with the kids. Daddy makes them shaped like dinosaurs, Ruby shouted. Better than my boring circles? Winnie laughed, kissing her head. The performance was perfect. If I hadn't known, I'd never have suspected. How's Monroe? I asked, flipping a T-Rex. Better. These things take time. She poured coffee, added her usual splash of oat milk. I might need to stay with her a few more nights this week. Of course. Whatever helps. After she left for work and I dropped the kids at school, I made a call I never thought I'd make. Found the number through a lawyer friend who handled my solar company's contracts. Donovan Investigations. The voice was gravelly, like every pie cliché I'd imagined. Except Donovan turned out to be a former forensic accountant, not some noir detective. We met at a diner 30 miles from home. Infidelity cases are straightforward, he said, sliding a contract across the Formica table. Usually takes a week to establish patterns. You want emotional closure or legal documentation? Legal. Airtight. He nodded, appreciating the clarity. Timeline? Fast as possible without tipping her off. 3 days later, Donovan called. Meet me at the same place. The folder he pushed across the table was thin but devastating. Time-stamped photos of Winnie entering Nico's house at 11:15 p.m. Her car in his garage. Her silhouette in his bedroom window. Professional. Clinical. Undeniable. This goes back 4 months, Donovan said. Started small. Coffee runs when his girlfriend was at work. Escalated after her first supposed space weekend. 4 months. I counted backward. Her sudden interest in evening yoga. The new workout clothes. The phone face down at dinner. There's more. Donovan pulled out a second set of documents. Your neighbor's been sloppy. Used his work laptop for personal communications. My tech associate recovered deleted messages from cloud backups. I read them in silence. Plans to meet. Complaints about me, how I was emotionally unavailable, obsessed with work, going through the motions. I almost laughed. I'd been present. She'd been planning her exit. His girlfriend? Brooke. Pharmaceutical sales. Gone 3 weeks out of 4. She has no idea. Donovan paused. Yet. I paid his retainer in cash, took the evidence home, and locked it in my gun safe. Then I did what I'd been doing, played normal. Grilled burgers for dinner. Helped with homework. Listened to Winnie complain about a difficult case at work, sympathized about her stress. That night, she announced another therapy session. Take your time, I said. Mental health is important. She actually smiled at that. A real smile, like she was proud of how understanding I was being. While she was gone, I dug deeper into our finances. Found things Donovan hadn't. Small ATM withdrawals adding up to thousands. A credit card I didn't know existed. Purchase history that painted a picture, lingerie from boutiques, restaurant charges for 2 during her lunch breaks, a weekend resort booking for next month when she'd be at a conference. The kicker was an email receipt in her drafts folder. She'd been sloppy, forgotten to delete it. A rental application for a 2-bedroom apartment across town. Both her name and Nico's on the lease. Move-in date, 6 weeks from now. I sat back in my desk chair, processing this. They weren't just having an affair. They were planning a future. My kid's mother was preparing to blow up their world for a man who helped his nephew with speech therapy 2 doors down from his actual home. My phone buzzed. Donovan. You need to see something. Sending photos now. The images loaded slowly. Winnie and Nico at an open house. Not just browsing, talking seriously with a realtor, holding paperwork. The timestamp was from this afternoon, when she'd texted that she was grabbing lunch alone between clients. The last photo stopped my breath. Through the window of the house they were viewing, clear as day, Winnie holding paint samples against the wall of what would be a child's bedroom. They weren't just planning to leave. They were planning to take my kids. The paint samples changed everything. This wasn't about broken vows anymore. This was war. I called in sick the next morning, first time in 3 years. Dropped the kids at school, smiled at the other parents, then drove straight to the law offices of Eleanor Voss. She came recommended by a judge friend who'd seen her dismantle opposition in custody battles. Eleanor's office felt like a command center. Legal books, 3 monitors, a wall of framed victories. She reviewed Donovan's folder without expression, occasionally making notes in precise handwriting. The house viewing is gift-trapped evidence of premeditation, she said finally. But we need more. Courts favor mothers unless we demonstrate clear unsuitability. She's having an affair 3 houses down while our kids sleep. Battery isn't illegal. Abandonment, financial fraud, Child endangerment, those have teeth. Eleanor leaned forward. Has she left the children unsupervised? Introduced them to him inappropriately? Spent marital assets on the affair? The credit card. The secret account. The ATM withdrawals. I'll get you everything. Good. Start documenting her parenting schedule. Every missed bedtime, every excuse, every time she chooses him over them. Build me a timeline I can present to a judge. She pulled out another form. We're filing for emergency temporary orders. Frozen accounts, exclusive use of the home, temporary custody. But timing is everything. When? When she can't recover. When her support system is gone. When the truth is too loud to deny. I spent the afternoon building Eleanor's war chest. Bank statements highlighted. Calendars annotated. A spreadsheet showing Winnie had spent exactly 3 hours with the kids in the past week that weren't necessary handoffs. The rest were therapy, work emergencies, helping friends. That evening, Winnie came home energized. Great day at work. We should celebrate. Want to order from that new Italian place? We ate as a family. She helped with baths, read Ruby a story, even suggested a weekend trip to the zoo. The perfect mother. I documented that too. The performance only happened when she needed an alibi. After the kids were asleep, I found her in our bedroom, packing another overnight bag. Monroe again? I asked. Actually, a work retreat thing. Last minute. Just tomorrow night. The rental application move-in date flashed in my mind. 6 weeks. She was building her exit strategy, thinking I was oblivious. Sounds good. I'll handle school pickup. She kissed my cheek. The same apologetic kiss from 3 weeks ago. You're being so understanding about all this. We all need to find ourselves sometimes. She smiled, relieved, genuine. She thought she'd won. That night, I couldn't sleep again. Instead, I worked. Drafted emails to her mother, her siblings, her close friends. Attached evidence. Set them to schedule send, but not yet. Timing, like Eleanor said, was everything. Then I remembered Brooke. Nico's girlfriend. Donovan said she traveled constantly, had no idea. She deserved to know, but more importantly, she was a potential ally. I created an anonymous email account, compiled a separate evidence package just about Nico. His lies to her, the times he'd claimed to be working late, the hotel receipts on his credit card she probably never checked. But I didn't send it. Not yet. The next morning, Saturday, Winnie left early for her retreat. I took the kids to the farmer's market, let them pick out pumpkins even though Halloween was months away. Normal dad stuff. Except I was also photographing everything, building my counter-narrative. Present father. Stable home. Donovan called while the kids were napping. Got something interesting. Your neighbor's been using his professional connections to help your wife. What do you mean? He ran background checks on divorce lawyers. Set up encrypted communications. Even accessed your credit report, illegally. He's not just the boyfriend. He's her technical support. That's a federal crime. Multiple crimes. I've documented everything. I felt the pieces clicking together. Nico wasn't just ruining my marriage, he was actively helping plan the custody ambush. Using his cybersecurity skills to hide assets, cover tracks, build Winnie's case against me. There's one more thing, Donovan said. My contact at the county clerk's office. They filed something yesterday. Divorce papers? Custody petition. Emergency hearing request. Claims you're absent, disengaged, potentially depressed. She's moving Monday morning. Monday. 2 days away. I looked at my kids playing in the backyard, building kingdoms out of cardboard boxes, completely unaware their mother was about to detonate their world. Not if I detonated it first. Sunday night, Winnie came home from her retreat glowing. She'd had her hair done, new highlights that caught the light. The last time she'd changed her hair was after Tobias was born. Kids asleep? She asked, setting down her overnight bag. An hour ago. Ruby wants you to see her drawing in the morning. Perfect. She was practically vibrating with energy. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about something tomorrow. Over lunch maybe? Just us? The Monday ambush. I could see it in her eyes. She thought she was being clever, setting up the emotional groundwork. Can't do lunch. Big installation review. How about Tuesday? Her face flickered, frustration, recalculation. Tuesday works. I smiled. Looking forward to it. At 3 a.m., I was in my truck, parked outside a 24-hour FedEx. Everything printed, collated, sealed. 37 packages total. Her mother. Her father. Her sister Becca. Her boss. The supervisor at the state licensing board. Every friend on her Facebook who'd liked her posts about self-care and finding your truth. Nico's employer. The HOA board. And Brooke, she got the thickest folder. All scheduled for 10 a.m. Monday delivery. Signature required. At 6 a.m., I woke the kids early. Surprise donuts before school? They cheered. Winnie mumbled something about carbs from the bedroom. We were gone before she got up. At 8 a.m., I sat in Eleanor's office. She reviewed my timeline, my evidence, the custody petition Winnie hadn't filed yet. You're sure about this? Eleanor asked. Once we file, there's no going back. File it. At 9:15 a.m., I was back at work, leading my installation review. Normal Monday. Spreadsheets and efficiency reports. My phone silent in my drawer. At 9:47 a.m., Eleanor's paralegal walked into the pediatric therapy center where Winnie worked and served her divorce papers. Public. Professional. Perfectly legal. At 10 a.m., chaos. The first call came at 10:07. Winnie. I let it ring. 10:09. Her mother. Declined. 10:11. Winnie again. Then texts. Dozens of them. What did you do? We need to talk now. This isn't what you think. Please answer. Think about the kids. At 10:23, Nico called. Interesting. I answered that one. You piece of SH. Careful, I interrupted. Threats are admissible. Your employer should be opening their package right about now. I'd focus on that. Silence. Then, you don't understand what you've done. I documented everything. Including your illegal access of my credit reports. Your surveillance of my devices. Federal crimes, Nico. Multiple counts. The line went dead. At 10:45, Brooke texted me. Just 2 words, thank you. By noon, Winnie's mother had called 14 times. Her boss once. The HOA president sent an email about community standards and addressing concerns. I picked up the kids from school like always. Tobias had made a solar system in art class. Ruby lost a tooth at lunch. Normal afternoon. Homework. Snacks. Cartoons. At 4 p.m., Winnie's car screeched into the driveway. She looked destroyed. Makeup smeared, hair wild, the morning's glow completely extinguished. Daddy, Mommy's home. Ruby ran to the door. Stay inside, baby. I walked out, closing the door behind me. You destroyed everything. Her voice was raw. My job. My family. Everything. I protected my children. From what? From their mother? From a mother who spent 4 months planning to ambush them with divorce. Who viewed houses to move them into. Who documented fake claims about their father while screwing the neighbor. She stepped forward. You don't understand. Tuesday. Like we planned. Bring your lawyer. I turned to go inside. She grabbed my arm. Please. We can fix this. For them. I looked at her hand on my arm. The wedding ring still there, a prop in her performance. There's a restraining order in your packet. Temporary, pending the emergency hearing. You have 1 hour to pack essentials. Officer Fred is already on his way to supervise. Her face went white. You're kicking me out? From my home? The house where you endangered our children by conducting an affair 3 doors down? Where you stole family funds? That's evidence now. A patrol car pulled up. Officer Fred, who I'd known since his kids played with mine at the park. He looked uncomfortable but professional. Mrs. Patterson? I'm here to supervise your collection of personal items. Winnie looked between us, reality crashing down. That's when Nico's truck came tearing around the corner. Nico's truck slammed to a stop inches from my mailbox. He jumped out, face twisted with rage, but stopped short when he saw Officer Fred. Get back in your vehicle, sir, Fred commanded, hand moving to his radio. This is a neighborhood dispute, Nico started, but his voice cracked when he saw me recording with my phone. Actually, it's a restraining order enforcement, Fred replied. You're named in the paperwork too. 100-yard distance from Mr. Patterson and the children. Nico's mouth opened, closed. Behind him, curtains moved in windows. The Hendersons. The New Yens. Everyone watching the cybersecurity expert who'd been so helpful with their Wi-Fi passwords getting shut down by law enforcement. 1 hour, I told Winnie. Officer Fred will escort you. Inside, I distracted the kids with tablets and snacks in the playroom, door closed. They didn't need to see their mother sobbing as she threw clothes into garbage bags under police supervision. My phone buzzed. Eleanor, judge granted emergency custody. Full temporary. She has supervised visitation only, pending investigation. Then Donovan, you need to see this. He'd sent a link to a neighborhood Facebook group post. Brooke had gone nuclear. Screenshots of Nico's text to Winnie. Security footage from their Ring doorbell showing Winnie entering at various hours. The comments section was exploding. 3 years of Nico playing neighborhood tech hero, destroyed in 20 minutes. By evening, Winnie was gone. The kids asked where mommy went. She's staying with grandma for a while. Adult stuff. She loves you both very much. They accepted it. Kids are resilient that way. Tuesday's meeting was at Eleanor's office. Winnie brought an attorney, some downtown firm guy who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Probably once he'd seen the evidence. Your client accessed marital funds without disclosure, Eleanor began. $14,000 diverted over 4 months. We're seeking full reimbursement plus damages. That's ridiculous, Winnie started. Additionally, Eleanor continued, the professional ethics violation filed with the state board. Your client engaged in a relationship with the uncle of a patient. Clear boundary violation. Winnie's lawyer whispered urgently in her ear. We're willing to discuss terms, he said finally. The terms were simple. I keep the house. Full custody with supervised visitation building to weekends eventually. She covers her own legal fees. The secret accounts get returned. Clean, surgical, done. This is insane, Winnie said. 4 months and you're destroying my entire life? You did that yourself. Wednesday brought more developments. Nico's company launched an internal investigation after receiving our package. Turns out using company resources for personal surveillance violates several policies. His main contract, 90% of his income, suspended pending review. Brooke had moved out, but not quietly. She'd posted everything to LinkedIn, tagging his company. Professional reputation torched. Thursday, Winnie's mother called. I answered this time. I'm ashamed, she said without preamble. I raised her better. Those poor kids. They're okay. Stable routine helps. Can I see them? Of course. You're their grandmother. She cried then. Thanked me for protecting them. Said she'd already written Winnie out of her will. Family money Winnie had probably counted on. Friday afternoon, Donovan called with updates. The state board had opened a formal investigation. Winnie's employer placed her on unpaid leave. The apartment she and Nico had applied for had rejected their application after the property management company Googled their names. There's something else, Donovan said. My contact at the courthouse. She filed something this morning. Custody modification already? No. A petition for pregnancy verification. She's claiming she's pregnant and requesting modified support. The room tilted. Pregnant. The timeline ran through my head. 4 months of affair. Last intimate with me 6 weeks ago. It could be either. When? Hearing scheduled for Monday. She's requesting emergency financial support pending paternity determination. I hung up. Sat in my empty house while the kids played outside. Pregnant. Of course she was pregnant. The ultimate card to play. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, then recognized the area code. Nico's hometown. Mr. Patterson? My name is Carmen. I was married to Nico 5 years ago. I heard about your situation. We need to talk. Nico destroyed my life, Carmen said over coffee the next morning. Left me with $60,000 in debt and a pattern of lies I'm still untangling. She'd driven 4 hours to meet me. Brought a box of documents. Credit card statements showing charges at hotels while she was home with her infant. Bank records of money transfers to women he'd met online. Photos from social media of him with different women while wearing his wedding ring. He targets married women specifically, she explained. Less likely to get attached. Built-in exit strategy when things get complicated. Why didn't you pursue him legally? With what money? He drained everything. Maxed out cards in my name. I rebuilt alone. She paused. But you have resources. And evidence. Monday's hearing was a circus. Winnie walked in looking fragile, hand on her stomach. Performance of a lifetime. Her lawyer presented the pregnancy test, the timeline, the request for immediate support. Eleanor stood. We're happy to provide support once paternity is established. We've scheduled testing for this week. Winnie's lawyer objected. That's months away from results. Actually, Eleanor smiled, pulling out papers, new rapid testing. Results in 72 hours. We've already arranged the appointment. Winnie went pale. The math was obvious. If it was Nico's, she'd just torched her life for nothing. Wednesday, the results came. Laboratory letterhead, official seals, undeniable truth. Not mine. The relief felt physical, like stepping out of a freezing river. Tobias and Ruby wouldn't have a sibling in this mess. Clean break possible. Eleanor immediately filed to terminate any financial obligations beyond our existing agreement. Winnie's lawyer didn't even argue. But I wasn't done. That evening, I sat with my laptop and did something cathartic. Calculated half of what Winnie would have received in an equitable settlement. $30,000 she'd forfeited through fraud and abandonment. I wrote a check to Carmen. The memo line, rebuilding fund, from someone who understands. I included a note, he took your future once. Don't let him take it twice. This isn't charity. It's justice. I sent copies of the check and note to both Winnie and Nico. Let them see the money she'd lost going to the woman he'd destroyed before. Poetic justice with a paper trail. Carmen called crying when she received it. I can finally afford therapy for my daughter. Fix my credit. Move somewhere fresh. Build something better, I told her. We both will. The fallout continued for weeks. Nico lost his house, Brooke's name was on the deed, and she sold it immediately. He moved into a studio apartment 40 miles away, taking construction work after being blacklisted from tech. Winnie's professional license was suspended for 2 years. The ethics board didn't play around with boundary violations involving patient families. She moved back with her parents in another state, pregnant and unemployable in her field. Her mother called weekly, updating me on Winnie's situation but mostly to coordinate grandparent visits. She'd become an unexpected ally, furious at her daughter but devoted to Tobias and Ruby. She cries constantly, she told me one evening. Says she destroyed everything for nothing. Not nothing, I corrected. She got exactly what she built, a relationship founded on deception with someone who specializes in destroying families. 3 months later, life had found rhythm. Morning routines without tension. Bedtimes without wondering where their mother really was. The kids adapted faster than I'd expected. Video calls with Winnie twice a week, supervised by her mother. They seemed more relaxed, actually. Kids know when something's off, even if they can't articulate it. Brooke and I started talking. Not romantic, just two people who'd survived the same explosion. She'd started a support group for partners of infidelity. Asked me to speak at it. What would you tell someone going through this? She asked. Document everything. Feel the rage but don't let it drive. And when you get the chance to destroy them, make sure it's legal, thorough, and help someone else heal too. The meeting was full. Turned out Nico and Winnie weren't unique, just sloppy. 6 months later, I got a text from an unknown number. A photo of a baby. Nico's features unmistakable. She had him yesterday. Thought you should know. Winnie's mom. I looked at it for a moment, then deleted it. Not my circus anymore. That evening, I pushed Tobias and Ruby on the swings at the park. The same park where Winnie and I had brought them as toddlers. Same swings. Different life. Higher, Daddy. Ruby squealed. I pushed harder, their laughter cutting through the evening air. Behind us, the sun set over our neighborhood. Nico's old house had a sold sign. New family moving in next week. Fresh start for everyone. My phone buzzed. Carmen. A photo of her and her daughter at her college graduation, the degree she'd finally finished. Thank you for giving us our life back. I smiled, pocketing the phone. Revenge wasn't the word anymore. This was something else. Justice. Rebuilding. Moving forward. Daddy, look. I can touch the sky, Tobias shouted from the peak of his swing. I see you, buddy. I see you. And for the first time in months, I meant it. We were all finally free. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.